Hello, this is Kira Wu, and this is a follow-up video on the sugarcane farm. I've since taken down the previous video as I find it not accurate or more, and I find that the info after testing seems to be that it's not more efficient. But since I've taken down the previous video, I'll explain the design all over again. So this is the standard 3-block tall sugarcane farm. It uses the very standard observer butt powering a piston. This is the quotation mark 100% efficient design where the observer quasi power, my bad. Where quasi and butt powers, this is both. The sticky piston that pushes this observer that powers this piston, breaking this block. So both of these design takes the exact same form factor. The only difference between the two is that this is slightly easier to tile, while this you have to mirror the design because the minecart simply cannot go over thin air without being one block higher. Other than that, there is no significant difference between the two designs. I've also tested the rates in a pretty significant amount. I've been running the game at 60 times speed, so every second is a minute, and I've let this run for quite a significant amount of time. I found that the calculations for all the both farms itself is that they are within margin of error. If I'm not wrong, the information that was gotten from the first simulation where the efficiency difference between the two farms for the 3-block tall design is that it takes time for the sugarcane to grow to the second tall and then the third tall before getting harvested compared to the instant harvesting. This should not be considered a loss in efficiency because you do not lose any sugarcane. It was just not harvested. However, because it takes time in this form not harvested, it registers as efficiency in the simulation despite it already being grown. Another reason why I would think it is the same amount of efficiency is that both farm designs, this one and this one, takes up 3 by 4 blocks. As an alternative design to a 2-block tall observer based design, it is much taller but also narrower. I believe it's a 2 by 6 design, but neither really makes any difference in terms of footprint, especially because the rates are honestly within margin of error. And if anything, the design on the left should be slightly more efficient. That's just... why can't I face? Oh wait. I'm using free cam because it allows the game to run in the simulation much faster. But if we turn both on at the same time, so in 2 ticks, this is broken. In 2 more ticks, this has retracted, and this is available for being ticked to grow again. This, however, is still only on this first extension stage, and it takes another 2 more ticks to extend, and then 2 more ticks to retract. So there there might be a possibility that explains the very slight increase in efficiency on the design on the left, because there are 4 ticks that is available to grow the sugarcane versus 4 less ticks. However, the differences is not very large in a simulated 30 sugarcane block farm. So I would say that the perceived increase in efficiency for the 2 block tall designs is misguided. I could let this run a bit more, but I do not see the likelihood of a change in efficiency between the two, as with how the game works with choosing random ticks. All blocks have an equal chance of getting ticked every time it chooses, and because we have a form factor of exactly 4x3, 1 sugarcane per 4x3 for both designs. Because this is invalid, there is no 2 blocks here, it's still 1 block. This being here is also 1 block that's pending random tick. So mathematically, I do not see a difference between the two, because statistically speaking, they share the equal chances of growing the sugarcane. It's just that this has to grow twice before being harvested, while this only grows once. And technically, there is better efficiency on the left because it grows twice before spending 2 ticks to extend the piston and another 2 ticks to retract it. So it is 2 ticks of wasted time per growth. While this one, you spend 8 ticks, 4 ticks while this block is being filled, another 4 ticks while this piston, the top piston extends to harvest the sugarcane. So on a very minor scale, this is actually more inefficient than this. However, if you go back to the base design that you came up with in your own video, that is technically equal the amount of like piston extension time. However, that is not tolerable and very space inefficient, not to mention redstone dust causing a lot of lag. So I would say any 1 block, 2 block tall sugarcane farm design is likely impractical and not as efficient, even if it's within margin of error compared to this farm. I've also done a few other simulation runs where the inside the sugarcane was only 1 block tall when it started. There was a noticeable gap where when starting up the farm, where it will always be around 30 plus minus sugarcane harvested total, lower than the alternative. And the slightly more efficient piston retraction time of the left simply couldn't compensate for this being instantly harvest while this spending time waiting to be harvested. So on the left, there is a perceived inefficiency just for the simple reason that it is not being harvested instantly. But it is not inefficient because you are not losing sugarcane to time, because the sugarcane is just pending harvest. This is the design if you want to use it, but I do not recommend I do not see the point of using it. And I would like to also say that the leaf can actually be replaced by stairs depending on how well you can put it. Why did this work? Okay, that has not happened for the however many hours this has been running. Right. Thank you very much. And this is it.